Hi there. Let's break down the legal effect of the Supreme Court's decision regarding birthright citizenship. So, in January 2025, President Trump proposed an executive order to curb birthright citizenship in the US. Right after the executive order, lawsuits were brought. In February, a district court judge placed a nationwide injunction on the executive order. What that means is that he blocked it from happening throughout the whole nation. On Friday, the Supreme Court issued a decision and said that a district court judge did not have the authority to overturn the president's executive order. Please note, the Supreme Court decision on Friday did not tackle the merits of birthright citizenship. So I don't have an answer for you concerning that yet because it was not discussed. What they said was that one judge could not overturn a president's executive order. What does that mean for immigrants out there? Number one, the Supreme Court put off the executive order for 30 days. What that means is that if you're an immigrant and you're pregnant right now and your baby is due, let's say next week, that baby should be a US citizen, right? Because even if President Trump is going to implement the executive order curbing birthright citizenship, that implementation or that blockade will not happen until the next 30 days. So you have 30 days to have your babies. Number two, the other thing that you could do is to have class action lawsuits. There are some organizations out there that are currently having class action lawsuits because the Supreme Court just said that one judge couldn't block something nationwide. However, if you have an individual claim and you go to a judge, it would be heard. So there are currently 22 states that have filed suits, and then there are currently a group of immigrant mothers that also filed suits. Those will be heard on their merit. So I know it's a little bit confusing, but I hope this helps. So these are your key takeaways. Number one, there's a 30 days grace period until President Trump implements that executive order. And number two, this doesn't automatically mean that birthright citizenship is ending. What that means is that the district court decision that curbed it, that did a nationwide injunction, is not being held for every single person, just for the specific plaintiff. So if you are part of the group of people that initially filed a lawsuit, you are fine. If you are part of the 22 states that have filed a lawsuit, you are fine. Because on a legal level, right, courts are supposed to adjudicate things between A and B. So let's say I have an issue against Max, right? And I go to the court. The court will now say, okay, Max, Benny says XYZ, so you owe Benny XYZ. Juliet cannot come and be like, oh, but I also have a claim, so I'm also going to take some, right? It doesn't work like that. Courts deal with disputes between two people. So if you have an issue, go to the court. But a court cannot make a ruling that's going to concern every single person unless there's a class action lawsuit. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye-bye now.